What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Depala Demolition Derby. I hope you're excited to go crashing some vehicles together, run them into each other full speed. No car insurance. Leave the car insurance at home. We do not need it here at the Invention Fair. The Depala Demolition Derby. Hope you're excited. Let's go and click OK. Let's go ahead and get the Crag down. Let's get Craig down. Windscarred Craig. He was out. He was out in the wind too long. Sorry, Craig. Somebody forgot to pick him up. We are playing Depala. Pilot Exemplar. Other dwarves you control get +1/+1. Each vehicle you control gets +1/+1 as long as it's a creature. Then, whenever Depala becomes tapped, you may pay X if you do reveal the top X cards of your library. Put all dwarf and vehicle cards from among them into your hand. Put the rest on the bottom of your library in a random order. Playing against Edgar Markov, Mr. Granddaddy Vampire over there. Let's go ahead and we can get the recruit down. Hey, we can still leave up path. Yeah. Let's go and get the battlefield forge down. Let's go for the recruit. We'll tap that down. Yeah, there's Windscarred Craig right there. He stayed out in the wind, so he has to wear armor now. We're playing against Edgar Markov. Whenever you cast another vampire spell, if Edgar's in the command zone on the battlefield, create a 1/1 black vampire creature token. First strike and haste, then whenever Edgar Markov attacks, put a +1 counter on each vampire that you control. Now, we are playing against Edgar. Edgar's pretty busted in 1-versus-1 commander, so hopefully we're not going to lose. That's what we're going for. You know, anytime I sit down to play a game of Commander, you never want to lose, but especially against Edgar, you know, when you have an uphill battle, that's what we have is an uphill battle. So let's see if we can have some fun with this. Now, as far as Path to Exile, we'll see exactly what we want to use it for. You know, if they're just going to go 2/1 beat sticks, that's okay. Let's go to get the Great Furnace down, and then also with actually thus drawing into the Harvester, we can use that energy to gain lifelink, kind of hold them at bay for a little bit. And in fact, that's going to be a crew up for, well, yeah, we can actually go and get that down right now. Let's go and do that. That's going to be 1, 2, then 3. I think we took damage off that. Is that right? So we have 1 and then colorless. Okay, there we go. I thought I clicked on the damage side. All right, let's go and get the Harvester down. We're going to get 2 energy. And then, I don't think we really want to swing into a Bloodghast or Vampire, so we're just going to go ahead and pass the turn. Plus, we want to crew up the Harvester, get that going. This was one of the I mean, I guess it makes sense technically. Like if it's harvesting the Aether Sphere, I don't know. It looks like a science fiction card. Like that was my only beef with any of the vehicles that got printed in Kaladesh. Was like this one just it looks kind of like something I don't know, like Star Wars. It looks like a Star Wars movie. All right, opponent's gonna get down Phyrexian Arena, get that card draw going, and let's see if they offer any swings in. We can get the Harvester crewed up, and suck the vampires into the Aether. All right, let's go. All right, let's go and crew up the Aether Sphere. Yeah, clicked on 1. Okay, there we go. Just want to make sure. Alright, gets that crewed up. He hops in there. Let's go and chump block on the... I guess at this point right now, it puts them on land drop. They're going to be making the land drops. Either way, yeah, we'll go and go for the Bloodghast. That way it doesn't have haste. It's not another 2/1 body. We're just going to take 1. Puts us down to 30. And then we can kind of... you know, we got Mishra's Factory too, so... Let's see what we can kind of come up with. Let's go and get that down, in fact. Let's go and get down Depala. And it still puts us online for the crew with the Aether Sphere. I like that. Let's go for Depala. That is going to be white, red, then colorless. Now, with the Mishra's Factory, what we can do is cut ourselves off of white mana. Do we want to push in with the... No, what we can do with the Factory is that we can tap it down with the Aether Sphere and at least pay 1 mana. You know, it's not the best, but paying 1 mana is at least something. Yeah, let's go and swing with the recruit. It's going to put our opponent down to 27. Yeah, I'm sorry. I kind of paused for a second because I realized I wanted to leave up white mana for Path to Exile. But I think what I was thinking about is we can get down to Depala. We can crew Depala on the Aether Sphere Harvester. And then we can... we'll get that 1 tap mana for Depala. But usually the 1 tap mana for Depala is not the best, but hey, it's better than nothing. So... But yeah, I would have liked to leave a path in that particular line of play right there. So, but we do have Mishra's Factory down, so we can get that into a 2/2 assembly worker vehicle if we want to start crewing some stuff up, or if we want to start swinging in. Now, as far as Metalcraft goes, we're 2 artifacts away. We do have the Renegade Freightliner. We can get that down. That'll be 2 artifacts. And if we draw into another one, then we'll actually be in a pretty good spot to get that going. This is why I like seeing Edgar Markov, or at least some of the more popular commanders out there, because I'm not running Bloodghast. I'm not running Gifted Aether Hub. Aetherborn, excuse me. This is a Good Morning Vietnam video, so if my comment, like if I'm kind of saying some funny words here and there, that's why I'm a little sleepy. Still drinking my tea, so. And we draw into another planes. Let's go and get the command tower down. So at this point, our opponent has a pretty good board state developed. They've got 6 vampires over there. How do we going to do this? And we could, dang it, we could have crewed up for one, just to crewed up, just to get that going. Let's go to get the Renegade Freightliner. Okay, I like that. We'll get the Freightliner down. Whenever it attacks, it gets +1 against trample until end of turn. We can crew it up for 2. Now we have Path to Exile, and we have Aurelia's Fury. Deals X damage divided among creatures and players. So if we need to get into a board state where we can swing in, but I think at this point right now, I like holding it up right now. We have Path to Exile. We're getting that bonus from Depala. It's 3/3. You can really kind of stop those vampires from coming across. Now, we do have to watch out. If our opponent does get to 6 mana, they get down Edgar. That would be a really good thing. We'll have to go for Path to Exile before they get down Edgar. But I think I'm okay with this because, you know, at this point right now, we can actually activate Renegade Freightliner and the Harvester. Start sucking in some of those vampires into the Aether and give it that kind of that pink tint. As they suck the vampires in. Actually, I don't know if vampires have blood. I mean, they eat blood. They drink blood, so I would assume that would be... actually, we probably need to stop talking about that before YouTube advertising algorithms flag this as inappropriate because we're talking about blood. But, yeah, it's kind of weird. That's I hadn't really happened... If you haven't seen anything about YouTube, it hadn't happened as much to me, but certain people... they get their videos out, and then they get flagged for inappropriate, and you submit a request... And then you get usually approved within 24 hours, but it's still kind of like you almost like miss out on a day of on like YouTube revenue, which is kind of a bummer. You know, and that happens to me every single day. That like kills my channel because you can only submit a request until you get 1,000 hits, and I hit 1,000 at the end of the day, but that's an entire day of YouTube revenue. Or an entire year if it happened every single day. So it's a little bit of a bummer for some of the people who don't hit that particular threshold. Alright, so let's go and crew up one of the vehicles. We missed it last time. Let's go and crew up Depala. Tap for 2. Get that vehicle crewed up. We're going to pay 1 and 2. There we go. Hey, wonderful. Fail Flagship and the Ballista Charger. Alright, so it's Vampires versus Vehicles. I'm digging this. Let's see. Drawn to Concussive Bolt, 4 damage target. If you control 3 or more artifacts, creatures that player can't block this turn. Okay, we might be able to use that in like an alpha swing or something like that. Let's go ahead and get the planes down. Let's make sure we leave up Path to Exile. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We have 6 total mana. We can go for the whenever it attacks, it does 1 damage. Go for the Fail Flagship. If we're gonna try to get as much stuff out right now, I guess we end up going for the Ballista Charger. I think that's going to be the best bet. Because we get that down, that's going to be 5. Yeah, we get down the Charger, and that puts us on next turn on getting down the Fell Flagship. And then we have Concussive Bolt and the Fury next turn to kind of go for that. Yeah, we're going to kick it back over. Now, when they do get down Edgar, what we can do is we can go for Path to Exile during the beginning of combat. That way they don't get that attack trigger. And they can't swing in with all those wonderful, wonderful looking vampires. It's a whole motley crew over there. See that Kalitas has joined the party too. This is, oh man, when they print, this is one of my favorite cards. This made me want to go play Standard because I just wanted to play with a playset of Kalitas instead of just one. Really fun card. I'm glad they printed it. I don't know, I just love extra value effects. Like, you know, if a creature and opponent would die, get a 2/2 black zombie. Tried it out in like a Soul Tie or a Jun Shell in Modern, and oh, absolute blast. Oh, opponent's going to go for the Crusade. Okay. That will be something right there. Can we do anything against that? Okay. That's going to come down. Let's see how they swing in. Now, they are at 24. Deals 4 damage to target player. We do have Metalcraft online. We can get a little bit of crew going. That's going to be 10, 14. Yeah. Let's see what we can do. Let's go and crew up one of the vehicles. Got to crew it up with Depala. And we'll go and pay 1. And that was Outpost. Okay, that's actually not too bad. We didn't really want that one. Okay, Dark Steel Citadel. So right now, let's kind of pause for a second. So we've got 10, we've got 13. That's going to be 16 coming across. Then we have Concussive Bolt. That's going to be 20, puts them right down to 20. We need a few more vehicles. We can crew some of these other vehicles. But if we go for the Fury... I'm trying to think, you know, if they get that down, another creature comes in, they're going to get a ton of +1 counter. So we really maybe need to kind of clean some of these creatures up. Yeah, it's going to be 4 damage up top, puts him down to 20. We crew up both vehicles. That's going to be maybe around 12 or something coming across. We do have Path to Exile to kind of stop some of the stuff. If we go for the Fury on some of these vampire tokens, that'll really clean some of that up. And then they still can't block. That'll be 1, 2, 3, 4. So if we go 1, because we need to stop some of that Crusade coming across next turn. That's going to be 1, 2. That puts us at 1, 2, 3, 4. We have 5 more to go for. We can also go for Bloodghast if we want to, or we can make sure that Kalitas doesn't block. Okay. Actually, let's not click on Kalitas because we'll need the Path to Exile. Okay, we're going to click on that. Let's go. It's going to be, actually, hold on, let's redo that. There we go. Go the Fury, 1, 2, 3, and that's going to be us completely tapping out. You know, if they want to go for the Edgar Markov, they can go for that, but at least we'll be able to hopefully kind of survive another back swing. Okay. Click OK. That's going to be red, then white, then 1, 2, 3, 4. There we go. Okay, so we're going to take care of those tokens. Let's go ahead and it's going to have flying. Let's go ahead and crew up one of the flyers. Yeah, I think I'd like that. Okay, we're going to go ahead and crew that up. Crew the recruit up. That's going to be a nice 4-6 coming across, put them down to 20. And then do we want to crew up another vehicle? Or are we going to leave that with Depala? Yeah, let's go and do this. Let's go and crew up the Ballista Charger. And we'll still leave up Path. I'm trying to figure out how much damage we can get in between the Crusade and them swinging with Edgar and leaving up Path to Exile. I'm not going to pay for Depala. Get that crewed up. That's going to be 4-6 coming across. Another 7-7. We can deal that 1 damage to Bloodghast. And if they want to trade with the Gifted Aether Hub, they can go for that. Let's go and swing in. And let's go and deal that 1 damage to Bloodghast. So it's going to be exactly 11 coming across. Now let's see how they offer up blocks. Okay, they go down. Now that may actually end up helping us. With that Concussive Bolt, we're going to have more than enough for Metalcraft next turn. And then we'll see what they can kind of get down. The main thing is we kind of cleared up those little vampires. Let's say that our opponent does cast Edgar. That's going to be another Crusade trigger coming down. We're just going to put a +1 counter on each vampire. Each creature that you control, that's a lot of little vampire tokens. Then when the vampire token hits on the battlefield from the Edgar Markov trigger out of the command zone, excuse me, the token hits the battlefield, then Edgar hits the battlefield. So that'd be a pretty good board state. All right, opponent's going to go for Tide Drinker. But I think either way, because we're going to crew the Ballista Charger up, and when we go for that Concussive Bolt, I think that's going to give us a free board state to swing in. Demolition Derby. Get that turbo going on the on the Ballista Charger and the Aether Sphere Harvester. Loving it. Now, at this point right now, we can't cast, we can't crew anything up because all of our creatures are tapped. We still have Path. If things get a little bit too crazy, we can go for that. Let's see what they're looking at right now. That's going to be, as far as bodies that can swing in, that's going to be 10, 16 coming across. Now, they will have lifelink off some of that, which is going to complicate it just a little bit. Whenever vampire you control attacks, each opponent gets 1, loses 1 life, and you gain 1 life. Okay, Extort Trigger. They don't have enough mana to pay for that. And we'll see if we end up having enough. And, you know, that's going to be triple lifelink across over there. Yeah, that's going to be pretty rough. Get down the Sanctum Seeker. Okay, and I guess we'll just go ahead and blast the Kalitas on this one. I think that'll be 14 coming across. Yeah, let's go and go for that. We're going to always yield to that. Let's go Path to Exile on Kalitas. That's going to be white. You can see the powerful, how powerful the Crusade card is in a vampire. This particular vampire deck, man, that's pretty gnarly. Let's get Edgar pop back down just a little bit. Now, if we draw into another vehicle, or no, excuse me, if we draw into another something to crew the vehicles up, we might have a chance off of this. That's 14 coming across. This is 29. I don't know if we'll have enough for an alpha swing like that, but we'll try our best. Drawn to Oval Chase and Dragster. Okay. So we definitely have Metalcraft online. So if we go for Depala, we go for the 4 up top, that puts him down to 25. That's going to be 15. Oval Chase Dragster is going to crew it up for 7. Let's just see. We can actually... Do we have enough to go for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 Concussive Bolt and still pay for that? Yeah, we actually have just enough for it. Either way, we're dead on the back end. So let's see how much damage we can actually put in since it does have haste. That's going to be 1, 2... And make sure we leave up No, we don't have enough. We don't have enough for the dragster and the concussive bolt. So we can crew up 2 of the vehicles, but yeah, that's not going to do anything to get them to stop. Well, we'll still go. We'll go and throw it up there, see how much damage we can do. This is going to be red, colorless. Alright, 4 damage up top, puts them down there. Let's go and crew up the Mishra's Factory. Let's go ahead and it's a Harvester. I guess it doesn't really matter which one we crew up. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and crew up the Charger. We'll just get a good, just kind of a picture of what we got going on. You know, if we weren't playing against vampires, this would be an actually pretty good Depala video if we didn't have a ton of vampires out there. Get the Charger crewed up. Let's get the Mishra's Factory crewed up on that one. So that's going to be 12 coming across. Get the Metal Craft going on this one, crewed up for 1. Yeah, either way, they have more than enough creatures out there to swing it across. So that's going to be exactly 11, 16 coming across. So unfortunately, our opponent has some good vampire lifelink, but we'll just go ahead and push in just for some fun. Get the vehicles going. Gets +1/+1 and gains trample. And we'll go send that 1 damage up top. Earlier when I blasted Blood Gas, I probably shouldn't have done that. I probably should have targeted our opponent. You know, if we're going to get it down to the nitty gritty, we should have chosen our opponent instead of Blood Gas, especially since they can keep coming back with it. Okay, swing it in hot, puts our opponent down to 7, and that will not be enough because they're going to be able to swing in on the back end. Good game to our opponent, though. It's fun getting the vehicles going. I think this is the biggest vehicle game that I've ever had against somebody. Good game, man. Man or woman, good game. Definitely appreciate it. But yeah, so you can see where that swinging in, getting almost back to your starting life total with lifelink off the Gifted, Aetherborn, and the Soldier is good enough to go right there. But as far as what Depala wants to do, you know, that's a pretty good little swing in right there. We got the vehicles going. Like I said, I shouldn't have blasted that Blood Gas. I would have rather sent that 1 damage up top to kind of send it up there. But you can really see the powerful, how powerful Crusade is in a deck like this. It's got me wanting to add it to my deck. I mean, this is just silly right here. Let's see how much is coming across right now. Poor Depala got the transmission blown out on all of her vehicles, and then to get the Sanctum Seeker trigger going too. Ugh, nasty. I love it. And that's the other good thing about Edgar is you have some of this good stuff like Sanctum Seeker, and then you also have the one that enters the Bishop of something that enters the battlefield and deals damage equal to the number of vampires you control. So Edgar's is just silly. So can confirm I've played against it. Edgar's pretty silly in 1 versus 1 commander. All right. Anyway, if you enjoyed the video, like and subscribe. Thanks. Bye.